Hello, and welcome to another stream of Pokemon Legends Arceus Live. My name is Ectric, and we are here in yet another stream where we will be once again looking for some shiny Eevee because it has been way too long and I need more for my shiny living decks in this game. But thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much, Crunchy, for joining the stream before it even started. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out. And for being patient with me on that my mini hiatus. Um, it was it was a travel hell, and I will explain it. But I was gone from Wednesday until last night, real late. So, um, hey, we're here, and we're gonna be doing some shiny hunting. Should be good time. Thank you so much, Dova and Axe, for joining the stream as it starts as well. Good to have you in. And Dazzling, welcome as well. Good to have you in. Um, you know what I want? What do I need to sacrifice? I, I gotta be honest. I don't like Smash that much. Gonna be completely transparent. It is not my favorite game to play. It's um, it's. Uh, I just don't have a lot of fun with it. I'm not very good at it. I don't find it fun to keep losing at the game. I enjoy doing like the announcing, so maybe I'll do more streams of like playing the game, but like just spectating it. I don't know, having y'all play and I just spectate or something. I don't know. We could figure it out, but like, uh, I can't promise I'm gonna play it all that often, but I will try to play it more often than I do now. That is the best I can do. Who's next in the hunt? We're still on Eevee, unfortunately. I still have not gotten one, and it has been 2.5 years. Granted, I have not been actively hunting it for all that time, but like, still, how many streams now in a row now has it been? Oh, can I find shiny Eevee? It's been like 6 or 7, I feel like, and it's still nothing. Martin, welcome to the stream as well. Double team YouTube. Watch this on my phone while watching something else on my Nintendo Switch. Nice. What's good? Not much. Not much. I had a really long travel experience over the past 5 or 6 days, which is why I have not been streaming. So I guess I can just start with that. So on Wednesday we had to drive down to my wife's parents' house because we had a death in the family. We had to go to a funeral. One of my wife's aunts passed away, and she was pretty close with her. So it was rough. Whole family was in rough shape and stuff like that. And so we ended up going to the funeral services on Thursday, but we had to drive all the way down. So after work on Wednesday, left around like, I don't know, 6 or 7 o'clock, and didn't get in until like midnight. So had a drive like late Wednesday to go down to my wife's folks' place, and then after that we had like Thursday was rough in that we had to be up early to go to the funeral service, and then there was the repast, and then after that we went over to my wife's aunt's house and had like snacks and hung out and stuff like that, and then we were gonna drive back to go pick up Lola because she was staying at my parents' house for the day. Lola had a fun day at grandma and grandpa's house, so to speak, grandma and pop's house, but we went to go pick her up, but then on the way home we realized we're gonna be driving right past my wife's best friend, who has 2 kids, and that consider my wife and I, uncle and aunt, because close friends, that kind of thing. The honorific aunt and uncle title. So we went to go see them real quick. So we stopped there, and then we went and picked up Lola, who actually got along with the dog, my parents' dog that I've been saying really doesn't like Lola. They've been doing some work with him apparently, and he is a lot less reactive, and she is, you know, really sociable, and he was actually fine with her. So the only times there were any sort of, you know, quote unquote issues was he was jealous when I was giving Lola attention, and Lola was like begging for my attention. He got like jealous a bit, but it was so much better than it had been in the past. So very exciting stuff on that end. But we ended up hanging out there for a while. So like the whole day Thursday was just a brutal or a long day. It was a long day. It wasn't brutal in all the parts, but there were some parts where it was just like, oh man, I'm tired. I need to go to bed early. From last time, I choose at least one person in chat, not counting me for this next bout. I did that last time. I did that last time. I think it was Chev and Crunchy or something. I don't remember. But yeah, sure. Martin. I don't know. But yes. So got through Thursday. Went to bed like early for me. Like it was like 10 p.m. and I was already like out, which is unheard of for me. Because I usually don't start streaming until like an hour later. But I was very tired with all the driving and stuff like that. And we had to be up early on Friday because what we had to do was we had to drive all the way back up to basically home. So, you know, 4 or 5 hour drive on a good day. We had to drop the dog off at doggy daycare and then get on a plane in Boston to fly all the way down to Nashville so, to be able to make it to a wedding we had on Saturday, which was in like a state park somewhere in Tennessee. So we got we got on the road at 7:30 in the morning, which is earlier than I'm usually awake. We got on the road. We got hit so much traffic that we were expecting to get in around like noon. It was like 1:15 when we finally got in. We had over an hour of extra traffic. So it ended up being like a 6 hour drive pretty much. Had to drop off the dog very fast. And then after that, grabbed a quick bite of food.
Team Ectric is challenged by the Season 3 Squid Game Smash Champion team. Team members Kirby, Bayonetla, and Sonic.
Bayonetla.
And the Bay-da-sa-sa the Bay.
Sure. Why not add that at the end? That's very funny. But yeah, so ended up having to wolf down some food because we were like running so late. Immediately got right back on the road to drive into Boston, which should take like 45 minutes. Ended up taking like an hour 15. So I was driving for like 7.5 hours on Friday. And then immediately got to the airport, got on a plane, and flew into a different time zone. Ate some dinner, and then got into another car and drove for like got driven. This was an Uber. Got driven for like over an hour, and finally got to our destination at like 9 o'clock local time, which was like 10 o'clock at night for the original time zone I was in. So it was an entire day of just nothing but driving and flying with a couple meals thrown in there real quick. And it sucked. I was so tired. It was brutal. I hated it. We got in and the park was lovely. It was gorgeous. The venue was all right on site. They had the wedding right on site, and they were able to we were able to stay at a lodge right on the state park, and they had like a bunch of like amenities. They had like a gift shop. They had frisbee golf courses that I was unfortunately not able to take advantage of because we had the wedding. But it was like gorgeous there, and the wedding was beautiful, and You know, the couple seemed like they absolutely adored each other. Like it was so sweet to see. They seemed like they were really really happy, and I was so happy for them, and so glad I was able to go. But the travel logistics to get there were brutal. And then the next morning, first of all, woke up with like woke up in the middle of the night so incredibly dehydrated, and like I didn't drink much. Like I purposefully stopped like halfway through so I would try to avoid like a really bad hangover. Didn't matter. I think I'm gonna just stop drinking pretty much. I might actually just stop drinking full on, just because it was like so small amount of alcohol, and I still got a massive headache. So I think my body just doesn't like alcohol anymore. So the next morning, woke up, ended up like waking up in the middle of the night, needing to take like Motrin and just like toss and turn until it finally kicked in enough for me to be able to go to sleep. So I ended up waking up later than I meant to, and we were gonna go back into the city and like do some touristy things before our flight in the evening, because we had an evening flight. But I woke up a little bit late, and then we had so much trouble with getting an Uber that we had to carpool with one of the wedding guests that we had never met before, to get most of the way there, and then Uber from that new location into the city to like do some stuff. So it ended up taking like much longer than we meant to. So we didn't get to do like all of the things we were gonna do. We were gonna hit up the Country Music Hall of Fame, and go to like I think it's like Bicentennial Park or something like that. There was like a park in the city, and there was the Country Music Hall of Fame, and there was there was some fun stuff we were gonna get done. But we ended up getting into the city much later than we thought. So we stopped for lunch and got some barbecue, which was absolutely incredible. Oh my goodness, I had some of the best brisket of my life, and some really really good skillet mac and cheese. It was so good. Made it worth it to me. But yeah, so stopped for some lunch. We then ended up going to the National Museum of African American Music, and this was so cool. If you're ever in Nashville, I highly recommend it. It was so cool. They have like interactive exhibits throughout the thing where you can like there's like these touchpad menus, and they have like various different things. Like there was one where you could like pick an artist, and then it would show like who their influences were, who their peers were, and who they influenced. And you could kind of just like go from artist to artist and see like the connections between them, and like genuinely get some recommendations for new artists and stuff like that, which was really really cool to see. Oh, we got a creeper. But yeah, so that was really cool. And the big draw of this was they gave you a wristband that had like an RFID tag in it, and you could at any of these things like scan your wristband, and it would allow you to like save playlists and stuff like that, or save some of the things that you did, and they would just email it to you at the end of the day. So you could like save the music that you heard, so that you could like look it up later. There were other exhibits where it was like create your own like beat in the style of like a different type of rap. So there was like you could choose between like East Coast, West Coast, or Southern rap style, and it would allow you to like pick like the percussion and the percussion sounds and the drums and like the melody and all the stuff. So you could like build your own beat, which was really cool. They had the option to improvise over when the syncs come marching in, where you would literally just like drag your finger across a screen, and it would like play like higher or lower. And there was a little bit of like railroading in that, like it was they didn't allow you to play literally any pitch. It was like pre-selected notes that changed based on where the chords were, so you basically couldn't make it sound bad. But that was a lot of fun. The building the beat one was fun. You could produce a song, and it would tell you like based on your choices, it would tell you what what style you had chosen, and I ended up inadvertently making a Motown hit, which was a lot of fun. There was just so much cool stuff. Like you could actually there was an option. I didn't actually do this one, but you could like rap over a song, and it was basically like karaoke for rap. And I'm sure that there were like some other options to like pick out like remixing and stuff like that. And so there were probably other options there, but I didn't take advantage of that one. I did not feel comfortable rapping, so I didn't. But there was just so much cool stuff, and it was a lot of fun and really, really informative and stuff like that. So I would highly recommend going there. It was a real good time. So that was a really fun event. We then just kind of walked around, explored like the bar scene there. Crunchy, welcome back. But yeah, so just kind of wandered around, went down Broadway, which had a ton of bars, all of them having live music, which was really cool. Oh, and Ellie, welcome in. I played Spidey. God. Unmodded. But yeah, so we did all that, and then we ended up going to the airport a little bit early and getting dinner in the airport, and then flew back in and ended up not getting home until like 12:15, 12:30, and so it was just really, really like there were a lot of fun parts of that trip, but it was just really, really tiring. So I ended up having to cancel my travel plans for this upcoming weekend because I need a break. I need a weekend to like recuperate, and obviously I have work throughout the week, so I'm just gonna have to muddle through that, being a little bit tired. But I was originally gonna be driving down again to around where I grew up, and it just was not gonna be good. So I unfortunately had to bail on some plans I had. But I need the break, so that's the plan. Want to get all the Rivals trophies on PlayStation. There's one for all the base game characters, including him. Yeah, I'm honestly just accepting that I'm never gonna get the achievements surrounding Spider-Man because I refuse to play him. My goal is to get Lord on every single character except for Spider-Man. I want to be able to get Lord on every single character except for Spider-Man, just to show how much I disdain him. It's going to be an extremely long endeavor if I ever am able to even get close to sniffing that. But yeah, it would be the joy of my life to get every single character Lord except for the one I hate the most. His trophy was actually pretty simple, so it was fast. Yeah, I understand that it's probably very easy to get some of his trophies and stuff like that. I refuse. Out of principle and morality, I will not play as Spider-Man. Get a kill after his Spidey sense goes off? Yeah, I wouldn't do that to someone else. That cruel and unusual punishment. Oh, goodness. But yeah, that's why I wasn't streaming for like almost a week. Because I was out of town. Just run away. Reset all this. Heal up. Requesting your help with one of them next time we play. Sure, no problem. I'm assuming you have to like you have to like do a Spider-Man thing while someone else is playing as a specific character. I will be judging you the entire time you play Spider-Man, but I am not so cruel that I wouldn't help someone out in their time of need. Heal up again. Oh, Adam Warlock. Okay, I see. I see. You know what? Honestly, even better. I don't have to sully myself by helping out a Spider-Man main. I am 100% down to help. I can play as Groot for a game. Don't get sniped like last time. I've been trying to make sure I bail out quickly. What am I doing? Oh boy. Did I already kill a Snapple? Wow, I have no recollection of drinking any Snapple during this stream. And it's already gone. That's crazy. Maybe I drank it before stream. You can play as Venom because he counts as one? Venom counts as a Guardian of the Galaxy? Why? Also, I don't play Venom any better than I play Groot, so I might as well stick with Groot. Oh, I can play as Rocket. I don't even need to play as Groot. I can play as Rocket. It's one specific story where Venom becomes an honorary member. That's dumb. But whatever. At least it makes it easier. Oh, maybe next Marvel Rivals stream we just do achievement hunting. And we don't care about losing. Considering we lose anyway, might as well just go for achievements. Okay. Yeah, Snapple's already out. Oh. On to Snapple 2, I guess. 3 achievements you're really not looking forward to. Which ones? Iron Fist, Wolverine, and Cap. Isn't the Wolverine one just to, like, get 3 people with his ult? Oh, all 3 of them have the same one. Yeah, I remember. I know the Wolverine one. Yeah, the Wolverine one I've been trying to get, and I think I got it in practice for Zai, but it doesn't count there. So, yeah, it's honestly the way that I've been doing some of these achievements is I play late enough at night that there's a chance that I just get a bot match, even in quick match, and then I just use it on that. I just wait until I get a bot match because I'm playing at ungodly hours on the East Coast, and just run up the scoreboard. But yeah, I have not gotten that Wolverine one, and I have never really played as... I played as Cap, like, for a couple matches when I very first started playing this game. Quickly realized I didn't know how to play Cap whatsoever, and hopped off of him, and switched over to Hulk, because at the very least, he can sop up more damage, without using any of his abilities. But yeah, I didn't play him much, and then I've never played Iron Fist. I've never really played any dive characters, because I don't have the mindset. Luigi, welcome to the stream. 3 in the morning be late enough for that? Yeah, for sure. Oh, you got Loki's in a Doom match. Ah, that's smart. Ain't no way I'll touch Marvel Rivals as soon as I get in here. To be fair, we've been talking about it well before you got in here. It's because Ellie was playing. It's not my fault. Ellie brought it up. Blame Ellie. You missed the entire monologue of me talking about my travels over the past 5 days for the first, like, 20 minutes of stream. Getting a backstep kill is so annoying. Yeah, I haven't even tried. Oh my goodness gracious. Anywho. Oh, we got Udawad. I missed you monologuing? Yes, you did. You sly dog. You caught me monologuing. Oh, that's right. On the plane, it was very funny. My wife and I sat down on the plane. We were like, okay, we have enough time to like watch a movie, and we were like, do we want to watch the same thing? We want to watch something different. And my wife really wanted to watch the prequel for the Hunger Games, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. And I was like, I don't really want to watch that right now. So I ended up deciding to watch Mamma Mia, because I've never seen it. And first of all, very, very good. Really enjoyed it. Music was wonderful. It was just a really fun movie, if not little ridiculous. And I don't know if it's slightly dated, but it could be considered slightly dated. But yeah, I enjoyed it. So I just started watching Mamma Mia, and my wife started watching Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. And about halfway through, I'm like laughing at parts and stuff like that, and bopping along to the music. And my wife turns to me and goes, "I picked the wrong movie." And I was like, "Oh, is it bad?" And she's like, I'm not in a good headspace for this movie right now. It's good, but I didn't need child death right now." I was like, "Yeah, you did pick that though." So I finished up Mamma Mia, and I still had a little bit of time, so I ended up just watching watching an episode of Gilmore Girls. Which it was very funny because the airplane had a bunch of really good shows, but only the worst seasons. So they had the 6th season of Gilmore Girls, which is like widely panned as like the worst season. They had the last season of How I Met Your Mother. They only had the first season of Avatar, which, you know, Avatar is good no matter what. Like, it's not like they have a bad season, but like the first one is the most basic and childish of the three. So like they only got like the mediocre options of these really good shows. So I turned to my wife. I'm like, is this purgatory? Am I in purgatory right now? Like they have good things, but it's just like diet versions or store brand versions. It feels a little bit like I'm in the bad place. Pretending to be the good place.
Look at me, no, will I ever learn? I don't know who, but I suddenly lose control. There's a fire within my soul. Just one look, and I can hear a bell ring. One more look.
That's a great voice for that. I love that. Let me catch up with chat real quick. Try to get Wolverines and Iron Fist and do a match, but it did absolutely horrible. Yeah, that's fair. 1 or 2 kills with Iron Fist and that's it. Yeah, I'm not good at that. Do a match no matter what. Gotta go now. Good luck with the Eevees. Thank you. We'll see if I ever get it. You are the Dancing Queen. Yes, I am indeed the Dancing Queen. It was a lot of fun, and then I started watching Gilmore Girls, and enjoying the episode, and I'm laughing at this, and my wife is like, I hate how you made all the right choices and I made all the wrong choices, because I'm sitting here crying and you're over there giggling about Mamma Mia and Gilmore Girls, and I was like, you could watch with me, and she's like, no, I want to finish the movie, and she ended up missing the last like 5 minutes of the movie because the flight was just slightly too short, with all of the interruptions and stuff. So she ended up watching the rest of the movie like on YouTube later that night. But yeah, so it was very funny. And then on the way back, originally my plan was to just watch more Gilmore Girls, but then I started remembering why the 6th season is really bad, and it got to the point where like there were some real. It got to the point. I don't know if you've seen Gilmore Girls, but I'm gonna slightly spoil it. So if you're planning on watching this show that was 20 years old and don't want to get spoiled, I'll like wave when I'm done. But like, I was watching the episode. I was watching an episode where it was like, you know, it was just like Rory's 21st
I prefer
birthday.
the sequel series about a fish out of water, Gill-less Girls.
Nice. That's exactly how Colin Firth sounded in that movie. That's very funny. Oh my goodness. But yeah, so I was watching the episode where Rory turns 21, and there were some really fun moments. They brought in a priest to give her the talk thing. It was like a lot of fun. But then the next episode was like, it was like the start of the plot line where Luke has a secret kid that he didn't realize he had, and then ends up like breaking up with Lorelai over it. And so yeah, it was just like I was like, oh, I remember really hating this plot line, and hating how badly they were communicating and stuff like that. So I was just like, I don't want to watch this anymore. So I stopped watching it. And my wife decided to watch Life of Pi, and then immediately was like, why do I keep doing this to myself? I did the exact same thing to myself again. Why am I watching so much sadness? And I'm always like, you didn't know the premise of Life of Pi? I don't know nothing about that movie, but I do know that like there's some sad shit in it. But yeah, so I ended up
see the scooping
I ended up starting to watch Flow, which was a animated movie from last year with like no dialogue. Was about a cat, I guess, surviving a flood. So not exactly like the happiest movie either, but like I started watching it, and unfortunately I started it too late. So we ended up. I was starting to get like to the. I was like, okay, I need to like skip 15 minutes of this movie to be able to watch. Like get to the ending, so I tried skipping like some sections where it was like looked like there was like less going on plot wise, but after a while I was like, screw it, I'm not going to be able to save 15 minutes in a hour 20-minute movie, so I'll just watch the rest of it later. But my wife was like, I think she got to the end of Life of Pi and was like, she had like another 20 minutes left, and I was like, you want to watch the rest of this with me? And she was like, oh okay. Or like, I think she was like, I don't know, because she was like thinking it was gonna be a pain in the butt to like sync it and stuff like that. But they had like watch party thing, so I just immediately like invited her to like watch with me, and she was like, how did you do that so fast? How did you know that was a thing? I was like, I saw the button. So I set it up and we started watching it, and she was like, okay, so what happened? And I like explained the plot, and she's like, I don't understand. I was like, neither do I. Just watch. But there were some really fun moments with like, animals being animals. But yeah, it was really interesting. I think it might be like a Noah's Ark like retelling almost or something. I don't know. We got to like 10 minutes left in the movie, and I'm still kind of confused about what's happening in the movie. So I'm enjoying it, but like I also don't understand whatsoever. So can't tell you how it ends. I missed the last 10 minutes because the flight ended before I could finish the movie. But I will be watching the last 10 minutes at some point. But yeah, so that was stuff I watched while I was on the plane. Could have saved 50% in those 15 minutes. That's true, with Geico, no less. Oh yeah, it was funny. My wife kept accidentally picking really horrifyingly violent and tragic movies, and I'm sitting there bopping along to to Dancing Queen, or laughing at Gilmore Girls, or being confused by, or being entertained by a lemur that likes to collect things. And a cat knocking one of the things off of a ledge that the lemur had put one of the collected items on. It was just very fun. Ugh. But anyway, yeah, that was my second monologue. Oh shoot, I forgot I was supposed to wave when the Gilmore Girls spoilers. I don't think anyone was worried about the spoilers, but whatever. Ooh, combi option. You mean Lorelai and Luke break? Dude. Well, now you spoiled it. Also, yeah, I feel like they like get together and break up like 30 times. It's so annoying. That's one of those it's one of those shows where they have to like do the will they won't they for way too long, even though like it's obvious they're gonna end with the will they, and they just can't like depict a happy couple like being together and staying committed. They have to they have to make the end of the show the will they like culminating in like them them getting their happily ever after, rather than just having them get their happily ever after and then just depicting them having a happily ever after, even if it has like trials and tribulations at times. Like I feel like that's like very like 90s to 2000s of like sitcoms where it was like we have these characters that are obviously meant for each other and we consider to be endgame, but we can't have them actually be together, because then the show will have to end. So we're gonna make them into a couple, but then we're gonna have them break up, and then we're gonna have them get back together again, and we're gonna tease that another character could possibly be okay, fine. I'll tease that another character could possibly end up with the main character, but then no, we're gonna end up going back to the old one in the end, and you like get your they like end up inadvertently making it more likely that some people see that couple as like invalid because they obviously didn't work for some reason. That was contrived by the writers to extend the plot line, and it's just annoying. I'm not a huge fan of that trope. Tsurugi and Yuki Aplok. I don't know who those characters are. No one's get that reference. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't get that reference. Sorry. I assume it's some sort of anime, but I don't know which one. But yeah, so I'm not a huge fan of that. Honestly, the Office with like Jim and Pam, I think did it like perfectly in that like they have like the will they won't they. There's some like meandering, and sure, it's a little bit more like slow burn than you would actually expect to have happen, and but like once they get them together, they don't like artificially break them up or anything like that. They just get together, and then they're just a really nice couple, and they like explore different facets of like a relationship, from like, you know, the honeymoon phase to like being like dating for a long time to like getting married to having kids and being like, you know, dealing with just like everyday life, after all of the like, you know, the romance or the like the, you know, the movie like romantic sections of the relationship are past, and you get to the happily ever after part. You just see a lot of that. Ash, thank you so much for the $1 dono. Let's get some hype in the chat. Welcome into the stream. But yeah, so I find that obviously there were like the 9th season, they do a little bit of that, you know, oh, we like they almost like tease like, oh, are we gonna break them up or something like that, but like I feel like that almost doesn't count. Like I feel like they were scraping the bottom of the barrel by the end of the Office, so I kind of don't really regard that much, but like yeah, I feel like they for the most part did a really good job with just like being like, okay, this couple is together, we think that they're a good couple, why would we mess that up? Let's just depict them being a good couple, and sure, they can have, you know, issues, and there can be ups and downs, and we can create conflict, but like it's never going to be conflict of like, oh, will they, won't they? It's going to be like, how does this couple deal with these stressors in their life, which is like way more realistic. But yeah, so I'm not a huge fan of the you know, let's break these characters up just so that we can get a couple more seasons before they actually get together. For real. Looking at frickin' Ross and Rachel, Jesus Christ, they milk that for all it's worth and more. It really it just takes away from it, because like you get to the end of the series and you're like, oh yeah, I guess that they were obviously meant to be together, but like they've shown so many times over and over again why they're not meant to be together by like them not staying together. Like why is this time different? And I feel like Ross and Rachel is one of the worst examples, but like you know, in How I Met Your Mother with like Ted and Robin, like they literally do so much to be like this couple does not work whatsoever. They want different things.
Jeremy caught Jenny with Jeffrey, while Jenny caught Johnny with Jackie Joe at the jam band show. Which young adult playing a teen is the tallest?
It's like a math problem. But yeah, I feel like How I Met Your Mother did the same thing, where it was like they had like a whole, you know, multiple relationships where it's like, oh, they don't work together, they want different things out of their life, and that's okay. They're still good friends, and she ends up falling in love with Barney, and he finds his perfect match, but like they were end game, and so they had to be forced together, and literally like manufacturing a way for them to like be able to get back together in the end. It's just like it's like I feel like it's the worst example, but or like the most blatant example, but also it almost isn't an example because it's like so like they weren't even endgame at that point. Like everyone had moved on.
Say, Ectric, seen any good mystery shows on TV lately?
No, I don't really watch much TV, so I have not. Trying to think what whatchamacallit. Trying to think of what TV show I've watched most recently. I'm really not sure. Like all the way through, that is like not just like watching a random episode. I guess like the most recent stuff I've watched is like the newer episodes of Rick and Morty. I've been somewhat keeping up with that. Although I've been a few weeks behind because like I don't have a cable package, so I have to wait until they're like free, the free zone on Adult Swim. So I'm a couple weeks back on them, but I feel like that's the most recent. Oh, Udawa, thank you so much for the gift of membership. Congratulations, Makimbo. You now have access to custom emotes as well as the opportunity to create your own custom entrance theme with any 10-second clip or less from any YouTube video. Congratulations, and thank you so much, Udawood, for your constant support. So grateful. 501st, welcome. Welcome. Good to have you in. Murder, She Wrote, and Nancy Drew and Hardy Boys mysteries are good shows to watch. I've heard Murder, She Wrote is pretty good. I really don't like seek out TV that much is the problem. Like most of my media consumption is like random random YouTube videos about. Lately, it's been mostly like competitive Risk. I've been watching a decent amount of like, you know, random gaming stuff. I will watch some political stuff. I'll watch I've been watching a lot of like video essays on like either sports or like YouTube drama or something like that. I don't know. I watch an eclectic mix of stuff on YouTube. I listen to podcasts mostly about politics, and then I've been doing audiobooks recently again. But I really don't watch TV much or movies. I'm really not much of a TV or movie person at this point. The most TV or movies I'll watch is when my wife is watching something. I'll get bits and pieces of like whatever show she's watching, or sometimes she'll be like, "Hey, let's sit down and watch a movie," and I'll like sit down and watch a decent amount of the movie, but then I'll like go off and do something else or something. I don't know. I generally don't just, you know, sit down and watch something just because, like, I have the kind of ADHD where you want to be doing multiple things at once. So I generally just watching a movie or just watching TV feels like I'm like wasting my time when I could be doing something else while listening to something. Which is why, like, you know, podcasts and audiobooks are such a huge thing for me. But yeah, so usually I'll be like playing video games and listening to something, or doing some sort of work on my computer and listening to something, or like cleaning and listening to something, or whatever it ends up being. I binged all of Game Changer recently. Oh, that's another thing I've been doing, trying to do is listen to the Dimension 20 series that I haven't caught up on. I have not watched Game Changer all the way through in a while. I need to. I see like plenty of clips on shorts and stuff like that, but you know, it's not the same. Who's here is a fan of Arcade Matt? I am not. AHDH pain? Yeah, I hate it when that happens. Because then you don't get to field. You only get to hit. Been writing a fan fiction for our WBY. Nice. Is that pronounced Ruby or is it RWBY? I don't consume that show, so I don't know. It's pronounced Ruby? Gotcha. I feel like I don't know anything about that show other than, like, it is in the same genre to me in my brain as, like, Steven Universe, in that it's like a highly fan fiction fiction written like Tumblr type of show. I don't know anything about it. So that could be completely wrong, but like it occupies the same area of my brain. Robi. Somehow spelled ADHD wrong. It happens. Not in the slightest? Oh, okay. Shots fired at Steven Universe. I have nothing against the show. Giant Woman is a nice song. I like that. I know that's from Steven Universe. I've heard it's got, like, you know, very good representation of, like, you know, grief and dealing with trauma and all that stuff. Like, so, like, I feel like it's like got a lot of good, like, mental health tropes in it or something like that. I don't know. I have not watched, like, any episodes. My knowledge of these shows is only from, like, consuming people talking about it. Yeah, I genuinely don't really know anything about any of these shows, but they sit in the same area of my brain. Unless you mean it panders to shippers. Maybe that's more where I'm coming from, is like it's very, like, ship heavy, and, like, there's a lot of people shipping characters in these shows, and there's a lot of, like, online discourse about these shows and stuff like that. Maybe that's more where the similarities come in. It'll change your life. You'll be hooked on the songs as a songstrel. This is Ruby or Steven Universe? Or both? Gotcha, Steven Universe. Yeah, I'm sure. Like, it's got a very dedicated fan base, so I'm sure it's good. I just never watched it. What streaming service is it on, if any? Volume 1 to 5 is when review was good. Volume 6 to 9 is when it got pander heavy. Gotcha. A bit of a victim of its own success, in that it got, like, a loyal fan base, but then it, like, felt obligated to, like, pander to them and made it a little bit, the writing a little bit worse. I feel like that happens. HBO Max. Oh, okay. Hulu for Ruby. Yeah, I don't have Hulu, but I do have HBO Max. It's also on Hulu. Gotcha. All right. Well, I don't have Hulu, so I would probably watch it on Max. Actually, I think they're calling it HBO Max again, aren't they? Which, you know, crazy how they got rid of their extremely unique and, you know, impeccably or highly respected brand name of HBO to just call themselves a 3-letter word that is just an actual word in English that people use for many other reasons than referencing their specific streaming service. Amazing how that didn't pan out as well as they thought it would, and using the, you know, highly recognizable brand name is more is a better strategy long term. Not even a loyal fan base. They pandered to 1% of the fandom. Gotcha. That sucks. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't help to have creators who are like very in touch with their fan bases. Like sometimes it helps to have a little bit of that like separation, and so that like the fandom doesn't influence the creation of the work and stuff like that too you know, too much, I guess. Like sometimes it's helpful to like have that feedback, in that like if there's something that like they're doing that like everyone really hates, it can be helpful to like, you know, say, hey, no one really likes this, let's avoid this, and everyone seems to really like this, so let's like lean in towards this a little bit. But like when you start getting into the like whole, oh, we're going to like try and work towards what this specific subset of super fans thinks should happen, that's when you start getting into trouble, because like what people think they want and what they actually want isn't always the same thing. Can think of a 3-letter word for David Zaslav, the guy who swooped in and axed diversity and queer content on HBO. Yeah, I could think of a few choice 3-letter words, and some with more letters. Infinity Train not getting a season 5 to 8 is a crime. HBO discarded the rights, so no other service could air it either. Gross. Yeah, that's the. I that's what I really hate about like the current anti-consumer trends with these corporations around like media and video games and stuff like that, is like the taking away the opportunity to like for like anyone to enjoy something is like really crappy. Like if you don't want to like actively support something, whatever that media may be and whatever the case may be, you are more than welcome to not do that. That fully makes sense. The fact that you would then say no one else can have it is atrocious to me. If you don't want it, then give it away, or sell it if you want to get some more money out of it. Like you shouldn't be able to just completely scrap something just because you don't want it as a company. Like obviously if someone's like, you know, creating their own game or like writing their own book or something like that, and they want to scrap it and stuff like that before it's been published or anything like that, obviously that's different. But like as a company creating something, or, you know, providing a game that has like online services or something like that, like I'm thinking of like either like the Batgirl movie that was like completely made and then they just scrapped it to like, you know, save on taxes this year a little bit so that it looks like they're making more money than they actually are, like that kind of thing. Or, you know, when a game is you don't actually own the game and you're not allowed to own the game, but then they just stop services for it and then you can't play it anymore. So that yeah, it's just that kind of thing, just extremely anti-consumer, and anti-art, anti-expression, just anti-everything except for a few rich fucks making money. In the short term. It just really grinds my gears. Original creator died before Volume 3 came out, then Rooster Teeth took over. Rooster Teeth went bankrupt 3 years ago, now Viz Media bought Ruby. Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, I remember hearing about Rooster Teeth. I don't think all of it was great, but the fact that they, picked up a show that was popular is at the very least good. Hate to log out early, but just remember I need to wake up early tomorrow. All right, have a good night, Luigi. Thanks so much for joining. Quick, now we can talk about Marvel Rivals again. Oh, we're getting a raid. Welcome in, Raiders. Thank you so much for joining. Nissa, thank you so much for the raid. I don't know if we have any mods, so I will grab your link. Aiden, thank you so much for coming in on that raid as well. The Nissa Honk raid, I like it. Hope you're all doing well. Thank you so much for joining. For those of you who are new here, my name is Ectric. I'm a PokeTuber by trade. I do shiny hunting. I also play other games like Marvel Rivals. I am going to be doing some Repo pretty soon, I think. I want to play Peak with some people at some point. I'm going to be doing a new Baldur's Gate campaign, a whole bunch of different stuff. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, consider liking and subscribing to the channel so you can catch more in the future. Regardless, though, thank you so much for joining me tonight, and I hope that you're having a wonderful evening. I appreciate you coming in. Get some Mimikyus today. Ooh, nice. Krokorok, Vanillish, Vanillix, Bisharp, King Gambit, and both forms of Keldeo. Nice. Those are so cool. I love seeing those the Mimikyu drawings that you do. They're so cool. Did you play Little Kitty Big City? I have not. I think Minx played that. Thank you for the link drop. Of course. Give you all my shiny luck today. I appreciate it. We'll see. It's been 2.5 years since I last got a shiny Eevee in this game. Granted, I've not been actively hunting only that for like the entire time, but it is still an absurdly long time to have gone between shiny Eevees, especially considering like last 7 or 8 streams in this game have been nothing but shiny hunting for Eevee. As well as all of the daily Space Time Distortion shorts featuring heavily and looking for shiny Eevee. Like, you would think at some point I would stumble upon one by accident. But no. Shiny Eevee, I summon you. Take this freshly peeled orange as nothing. Eevees do famously love orange peels, so it's very possible. That might be the push we need. Oh. But yeah, everyone in my chat, if you have not gone and checked out Nissa's streams, they do some awesome stuff, including a lot of like artwork stuff, specifically turning like Mimikyu into different, making Mimikyu versions of like different Pokemon and stuff like that, and it's really cool. Amazing artwork, such a fun concept. Wish I thought of it. It's really cool. So I would highly recommend going and check out those streams. They're a good time. I've hopped in on a few. Oh, you're also doing a randomizer Nuzlocke. Nice. Might have to hop in on those streams as well. It's been a while since I've done a randomizer Nuzlocke. Probably the Sleep Block was the last one, right? And that was over a year ago. It was like April of 2024. I should do another Sleep Block sometime. It's not going to happen soon because I have a really busy schedule coming up. Going to be, not next weekend, but the weekend after that, going to be going to New York City to do some touristy things. I think I'm going to go see Hamilton too, which will be awesome. The like TOO, not like the sequel to Hamilton, where he like comes back as a ghost to beat up Aaron Burr or something. But yeah, so gonna be some fun times there, and then I'm gonna have my folks are gonna be coming up. I'm gonna be going to a bachelor party for one of my good buddies, and then the wedding for that same buddy, and then in between those, I have a over week-long Italy trip planned with my wife. So a whole lot of weekends are not free, and I can really only do the sleep locks on free weekends because I got, work. Sucks. New York City? Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. Gonna lurk and work on getting these uploaded to Google Drive. Nice. What stuff do you plan to do while there? Yeah, so I think we're gonna go see Hamilton. We're gonna go do I think the Yankees and Red Sox are playing, so I think we're gonna go see a game at the Yankee Stadium. And then I think we wanted to do. We had a bunch of other stuff planned out. I think we were gonna go try and hit up the Nintendo store at some point. I really want to get some good pizza while I'm there, so we're gonna probably hit up a local pizza chain, or not pizza chain, but pizza place. And I think there was an activity that actually I need to see if I can sign up for. It was doing like a driving range into into the Hudson River. I'm pretty sure. So I think we wanted to try to do that at some point. So I'm going with some college buddies. It's gonna be a good time. Hamilton 2, The Streets, Hamilton 2, Electoral Boogle. That's very good. That is very good. You're traveling a lot right now? What are your dream destinations that you haven't been to yet? That's a good question. Italy is definitely one of them. I'm very excited about this Italy trip. Although I'm also dreading it a little bit, and that I'm going to have to be away from my dog for a week. But and I just got back from traveling for a wedding down to outside of Nashville. So I'm not much of a traveler. It kind of happened that all of this traveling happened very quickly, in quick succession to each other. But yeah, so I'm not usually a traveler. I'm more of a homebody, to be honest. But yeah, the Italy trip is very exciting because I've never been, and my mom's side is like full Italian. So I kind of want to go see, where the ancestors were and stuff like that, and all that good stuff. Eat some good food. See a lot of like the historical stuff with like the Roman Empire, because I am a man, so apparently I think about the Roman Empire at least once a week. But yeah, so I actually do, like, I am a bit of a history buff, and I enjoy learning, especially about the Roman Empire. So I am excited about that kind of stuff. Gonna go see a Magic Catholic door because it's a Jubilee year. But yeah, the Italy trip definitely is a big one. I would love to go to Japan and see a lot of like the Nintendo stuff that they have there, as well as a lot of the really gorgeous like scenery and stuff like that, obviously. But specifically like the Nintendo stuff would be a big one for me. So that would be really cool. I want to go back to Germany. I know you said that I've never been to before, but like back in high school, I went on a school trip and we went to Germany, and we visited like Munich and Berlin, and we ended up going to like Dachau at one point and stuff like that. So it was like a I think it was like a almost 2-week long trip, but it was like I had so much fun, but I also was not even 16, so could not legally drink, even for Germany's standards, let alone the US's. So I didn't get to experience the full experience, especially in like Munich. We went to like a beer house, and then I just ordered food and water. But yeah, so I would really like to be able to go now, to be able to like fully experience that kind of stuff. I'd love to go like during Oktoberfest or something. That'd be really cool. But yeah, so would love to go to Germany again. A Europe or like an England / Ireland trip would be really cool. I would love to go to like a Scandinavia, somewhere in Scandinavia, or maybe like Iceland or something like that, and experience like, especially like I want to see the Northern Lights one day. Is a big one for me. I would love to see the Northern Lights, and so going to one of those like more northern areas would be really cool. So I have a lot of places that I would love to see. I don't know if I'll ever hit all of it because like I said, I'm a homebody and travel doesn't come naturally to me. But whole bunch of trips that I would love to see. Life gets randomly hectic. We loved it when that happens. Oh yeah, for sure. It's uh, it, it's fun. Like a lot of it's what I've heard referred to as type 2 fun, where like in the moment it's not always like the most fun you've ever had, but having those experiences and having those stories to tell is the fun part. So like when I went to Montana last year, there were a lot of parts where it was just like legitimately fun. Like I loved visiting Calgary. I loved like seeing the beautiful scenery and stuff like that, and the animals that we got, like the wildlife we got to see was really really cool. But like a lot of it was like I am in physical pain from all of the hiking and kayaking and stuff like that, and I'm not like I feel crappy. So this is not like the most fun I've ever had, but having those stories to relay afterwards made them retroactively more fun. Lurk mode engaged sounds good. Steve, you won't take the orange, just try offering it some pasta carbonara. Oh, that's a good idea. Appreciate you and happy times. Thank you. Ectric. But yeah, it was I feel like a lot of the travel is sometimes a little bit more type 2 fun than type 1 fun. So sometimes it's a bit tough, especially for me, because like it doesn't come naturally to me. I didn't really travel much growing up. Like this past time for this wedding was really only the third time I've flown. I flew for the Germany trip, and multiple planes and stuff like that. But there was like one set of flights for one trip, and then for the Montana trip, and then this one were like the only three times I've ever flown. So I didn't really grow up doing much flying or doing much traveling, stuff like that. The only travel we would do is go seeing random regular different family members in different areas and stuff like that. So we would do drives and stuff like that to different family members and stuff, but it really wasn't much like vacation traveling stuff. My parents really weren't into it, and so we never really did it. So most of my travel has been through either school or with my wife. So I'm doing a bit more now because my wife grew up doing a lot of traveling, and she is also a bit of a homebody, but she at least has a bit more of the like inclination to say, hey, we should go do a trip to here or there at some point. So I have traveled more with her, but like it still is not much. But yeah, everywhere I travel, it's type 69 fun, baby. You'll love to hear it. You'll love to hear it. Yeah. I like travel, but I dread it whenever I'm like coming up on it, even if it's gonna be fun, just because like I'm like I don't like the break from my routine. Also, especially now that I stream, whenever I travel, I'm obviously not able to stream, so it feels like I'm like taking a hit on keeping a regular schedule to like help build the channel and stuff like that. It always feels like whenever it's the freaking content creator mindset of like, if I'm not actively like posting something or streaming or whatever, I am losing ground type of thing, which in some aspects it's actually true. I don't know if that's necessarily the case for me, just because it's like I'm not like competing for the eyeballs of like that many people necessarily, at least at this point. So it's like I feel like as you get bigger, that becomes more of an issue of like, if I'm like the difference between having like 70% capacity versus 100% capacity for me is like single to double digits, whereas if you're like, if you're first of all relying on this for your income, and also, you're in the top 1% of streamers, the difference between 70% capacity and 100% capacity is like tens of thousands of people, or hundreds of thousands of people. So that kind of difference, it can really make or break whether you're like comfortably able to pay rent and stuff like that. So the bigger you get, the higher stakes it is for whether you're constantly getting the correct numbers or you see a bit of a dip. You've won my eyeballs. How should we split shipping and handling? I'll cover shipping and handling. It only seems fair. You're giving me your eyeballs. But yeah, so I feel like that's there's that mindset for anyone, especially if you're trying to make this a thing, as like a career path or something like that, which I would love to be able to do one day. I don't know that I'll ever get there, but I would love to try. So yeah, it's there's only so much you could do, but I still do, I just still do have those like worries of like, oh, if I'm not like streaming often enough, people are not going to be used to going to see my streams, and therefore we will not having me eyeballs, and we won't be able to make that progress towards that goal of being able to do this as a full-time thing rather than just a hobby. So like there is that fear and anxiety there. So travel also kind of throws a wrench in that as well. So I try not to let it like dictate whether I decide I'm going to travel or not, but it always is in the back of my mind, unfortunately. But whenever I do like a longer trip, this one notwithstanding, because originally the idea was only I was going to be gone for like 3 days, which is like kind of normal almost, but like the unexpected funeral kind of made it a longer trip overall. But yeah, so I feel like for longer trips I will usually try to come up with some sort of something to post while I'm gone. Like when I got married, I ended up doing recording a pre-recorded Nuzlocke series that I posted like pretty much every day while I was gone, because I was going to be gone for like almost 2 weeks. So ended up creating that series so that I would have something going up while I was gone, even if it wasn't like streams, what like people are used to. But I try to do that for any longer trip. So I'm thinking of, I have some ideas for when I go to Italy. The current one is, and I need to see if this like breaks terms of service, because I really don't want to worry about that kind of thing. But like, I want to have a stream where it is me playing Rock Simulator, which, to the best of my knowledge, is literally you just sit there and there is a rock and it has like, seasons passing in the background. But I want to have just have a live feed of that game playing on my computer, and a like pre-recorded like feed of me playing it, holding a controller, just looking like I'm playing a game, and it's just Rock Simulator, and I probably would have chat on the screen and stuff like that as much as possible. So I really want to do that, but I need to make sure that like having a stream going for multiple days in a row doesn't like break terms of service or something like that. I know that there are streams that do that. I don't know if they're like technically breaking the rules and could get like banned or something like that. I just need to make sure that it's not gonna like, there's no chance of me getting banned for doing that. Should play Through the Fire and Flames on Rock Simulator on extra. I'll make sure to do that. That's very funny. But yeah, I want to have that streaming like the entire time I'm gone. I feel like that would be very funny. But we shall see. Do you have the research dex entry perfected or at 10? Michael, welcome to the stream. I do have the shiny charm, so I have everything at least research level 10. I have specific Pokemon perfected, including Eevee, but I have not done everything perfected. Mostly because that's very tedious, and I always opt to go shiny hunting instead. Yep. Can you program a chatbot to laugh at my jokes, but only when I'm joking? I can probably program something to laugh at your messages. I don't know that there would be a way for me without using some sort of like integration with like ChatGPT or something like that to be able to tell when you're joking versus just saying something random, which would be a lot bigger of an ask of my computer and my coding skills, to be honest. So it would probably have to either laugh at everything or only when you put like a /J at the end of a message or something like that. Like you would have to indicate that this is a joke to let it know to laugh, or it would just have to laugh at everything. But I could make a program that laughs at your jokes. I'm always joking, including just then. I'm not actually always joking. Crazy. Now I don't know what's real. Oh my goodness. Oh, by the way, I am still planning on making that, doing that coding stream where I set up the chat plays Pokemon. Oh, you know, I could probably do that. I could probably do that as a stream. That would actually be really popular, I feel like. Maybe I do that instead of Roxy. I could probably put a poll up to see what people would rather see. Because the thing is, I wouldn't, like, I could, you know, you say, hey, just do both. Or do one for some amount of time, do one for another. But I'm going to have no control over this stream once I'm gone. Until I get back. So there's no way for me to, like, switch between the two or anything like that. Alright, right. Also, thank you so much for 10 likes, everyone. I really appreciate the support. Oh, 11 likes. Apologies. It just went up. Discussion topic? Sure, I can throw a new one up. Let me just pop on over here. Bam. Give it a minute. Has to think. Hey, look, an Eevee. Man, it really needs some time to think, huh? I already made a bad joke about Hungarian bread last time. Wouldn't want to hit... Nice.
What advice would you give, boyfriend?
Treat girlfriend nice. I feel like it's a fairly simple one, to be honest. had another idea of I don't think I would end up doing this because a week of this would be ridiculous to like set up, but like I had the idea that like I could do a stream where it's just like it just like plays like snippets of previous streams, but like with me like reacting to it, quote unquote, but the reactions are just pre-recorded like snippets of me going wow, or like whoa, that was cool, or I can't believe that happened, just like really generic like reactions that could be applicable to pretty much anything, and it just like randomly picks one of those reactions to play as something is happening or right after something happens, and then just go like, okay, let's watch the next one. just have like a procedurally generated reaction stream of my previous clips, and just have like I record like 100 or 200 like reactions, and it just plays like random clips of streams and stuff like that. The way it's just boyfriend and not a boyfriend or your boyfriend makes me think it's a product. Boyfriend TM. Not my baby. What advice would you give? Boyfriend. Maybe it's a name. Maybe it's a name you like call your boyfriend boyfriend. Also, I have been going for almost an hour and a half now. I will warn you, I am still dealing a little bit with like jet lag and stuff like that, so I'm gonna try and push towards our normal end time of around 1 a.m. my time. But if I start feeling like really fatigued, I might call it a little bit early, just because I need a little bit of extra sleep. I did switch time zones and have a lot of travel, so unfortunately I am a little bit more tired than I normally would be. But we'll see. I'm feeling okay. I just want to give myself the out. Nope, I already did that one. Also, because I've been gone for so long, I have not been able to play as Blade for like the entire time it's been out. Also, my headphones are stuck under my seat. There we go. The wire got run over by my gamer chair, my capital G Jamer chair. Capital J Jamer chair? I don't know. I would give him this advice: start singing. On the way. What if I aided the Eevee and that's why there are none? It's very possible. I would believe it. Welcome back, Dova. Eevee, 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 Eevee. Why are you not shiny? My bad. Yeah, next time think before you eat all of the shiny Eevees. I feel like my singing voice has been getting like stronger recently, which is nice. I feel like for a while I was kind of sad with how like inconsistent my singing voice was, just because like I wasn't using it much. But like I've been in my commutes lately, I've been singing a lot, just like singing along to like music and stuff like that, rather than just purely listening to like audiobooks and podcasts. So I've been like singing more regularly, and I've also been like expanding my range. So I feel like I've gotten stronger, and have more like strength in like higher and lower registers and stuff like that than I did, which has been nice. I've been very pleased with that kind of feeling. Bam. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, there are no shiny Eevees. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, there are no shiny Eevees. Oh, goodness. I am also officially out of Snapple in this room, so I might need to might need to call it early to go get more. This way. Ooh, excuse my yawn. You haven't even gotten a pity shiny yet. Usually the game will throw you a pity shiny of like a Shinx or a Bidoof or something. Or Starly. You got nothing today. Stroke your partner's ego because he is a Leo, and always offer snacks. That makes up for all the emotional support his genetic family lacks. My goodness. I don't think I know that song. Did you make it up? Or is it just from something I don't know? Or is that parody lyrics of a different song that I'm also not recognizing? Oh, you know, I should look at that email from the of the like playlist and stuff like that I got from the National Museum of African American Music. I feel like it could be fun to listen to the beat that I created and stuff. It got cut for a time from Hamilton. I see, so it's a parody on Hamilton. Oh, it's getting put into Hamilton too? That makes sense. Let me look up the email real quick and see if I can't find it. 'Cause I want to see if I can listen to that stuff. Let me look. Come on. Oh, son of a gun. There we go. Jeez. Alright, let's look at this email real quick. Did I end up getting it? Was it added spam? Is that there? Let's see. It's in there. This would have been... Aha! Your gallery is ready to visit. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. So with those. I produced a #1 hit song. Oh shoot, they're getting mixed in. I don't know which one's mine and which one's my wife. Made a hip hop beat. There we go. Let's see if I can't. This was probably this one if I had to guess. No, this is my wife's. Yeah, this is my wife's. Nope, that was the same one. Yeah, this was my beat. This was fun.
My name is Lil Boyfriend, and this is for my honey. This is a rap about Udo Wood. This rap isn't long, but it also isn't good. Put your hands up in the air, and that's it. Thank you, Seattle.
All right, this was the one. This was me producing a #1 hit song, I think it was. This was the Motown version. You could basically you chose like the style of like vocals and the backgrounds and stuff like that, and then this was my wife's version, which is it's like the same song, but like you can choose the vocals and stuff like that.
Been missing you, baby. Think back to when we were new.
She went with much more of like a disco-y, actually not even disco-y, it was more like 90s vibe. Whereas I went with much more of like a Motown. Because I had to get those horns in there. Let's skip over. I want to hear the horn. Whatever. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. This was a lot of fun. I would highly recommend. And then you could it gave you like all of the different like songs that you grabbed and stuff like that. It was just a really cool time. I would highly recommend going there if you're ever in the Nashville area. Anyway, back to the game. This is the wrong controller. Back to the game. Oh, I could also test out the I could play the improv on When the Saints Go Marching In. Although I wasn't really proud with mine. I'll try to resist the temptations to write more TTS songs. That's very fun. It was very funny that I immediately went for like the Motown feel, because I feel like that's definitely like my vibe. It is like Motown, you know, 60s to 70s lighthearted music is definitely more my vibe. Cool. I think we'll probably go for another like 5 more loops of looking for Eevee after this, and then we'll probably call it a night, just because I am starting to fade a little bit, and I don't want to get to the point where I cannot be entertaining. I want to learn how to play accordion. I was watching someone on YouTube Shorts playing like a very like famous like Bach organ piece on the accordion, and I was like, man, I really wish I understood how that like how the accordion worked. Like obviously you extend it and compress it to like make noise and stuff like that, but like what buttons mean what notes and stuff like that? Because like I understand like how a keyboard works and stuff like that, but like there's like 4 rows of buttons, and like it looked like some of them were like compressing with other buttons being pressed. Like it wasn't like each button is like its own thing type of thing. It felt like sometimes they were being pressed even without like any fingers pressing it. Like it didn't really make much sense to me. So I really want to understand how they work, but I don't know for sure. So yeah, maybe I'll buy an accordion one day. My wife will kill me, but it'll be fine. Hey, at least it's not bagpipes, right? Which I also want to learn how to play. But I'm willing to accept that I will never be able to play bagpipes. If I want to, continue living with my wife. But I think I could get away with accordion. I think I could get away with it. Oh boy. I should also like learn how to do like percussion and stuff, because like in the community band I'm in, we have such a lack of percussionists that like we've been doing concerts with no percussion whatsoever, and it's been like the people in the band are like good enough that we can still like play the music and stuff like that and without percussion and stuff like that, but like it just loses so much when you don't have any percussion whatsoever the entire time. Like a lot of the pieces are like arranged to have percussion feature in them at some point, so like sometimes they'll just be like random silent gaps in the music which are not meant to be there, but there's like a percussion section where it's like, there's like a quick snare drum or like a timpani playing or something like that, and like we just don't have that playing because there's no one to play it. So I actually offered to like cover some percussion stuff if they need it. Obviously I don't want it to be like I fully switch to percussion.
I'll help you out.
Oh,
An
thank you.
accordion is any citizen of the regal duchy of Accordia under first potentate Wee Wang.
Wee wah. I see. I thought you were helping me with my percussionist problem, but you were helping me with understanding the accordion. That makes more sense. But yeah, so I offered. I was like, hey, I don't want to switch full time, because this is my only outlet for being able to play trombone, and I know for a fact that if I don't have an outlet for playing trombone like with some sort of group, I'm not going to play trombone, and I don't want to lose that skill. So I'm like, hey, I would like to still play trombone, but like if there are any pieces where it's like, the trombone part isn't as important, or it's only like 2 trombone parts and it's well covered and stuff like that, I am happy to like hop onto some of the percussion where it's like I'll never be able to do like a bells or like a snare or anything, or like a drum kit or anything like that. Well, not without a lot of practice, at least. I wouldn't be able to do that because I've never really trained with percussion, but I do have decent rhythm, and I can read music, so I can very likely read percussion music with a little bit of practice. And I can hit a bass drum. It's a pretty big target. And if I just bass drums generally don't have a whole lot of, you know, the rhythms for bass drum. I feel like the difficulty is a lot more in like the syncopation and counting range rather than the, you know, technical difficulty of like moving the sticks fast enough. So I feel like I could handle doing like that, or like playing like the triangle or something like that. Even something like the tambourine or maracas or something, like I feel like I could do. But so I could like be a utility percussionist on some of the things that like don't require as much like strict technique and as much more just like knowing your rhythm. I think I could handle that. I know plenty of percuss words, if that helps. That's true. That would be helpful. Bassful. But yeah, I feel like I can cover some of that. So I offered. I have not been taken up on it yet, but I have offered. We'll go We'll go this one and then one more after that, unless we get an Eevee and then an ending stream. Shiny Eevee, that is. Play the theremin. I would love to play the theremin. That sounds like so much fun. I'm not sure if I've ever tried one before. I feel like there might have been one occasion where I had access to a theremin and I played it for like a couple seconds, because it was like a hey, this look at this, we have a theremin set up, you can like play around with it, but there was like a line to play around with it. So I don't think I have ever like had the opportunity to just like sit with it and like learn it or anything like that, but like it does seem like it'd be a lot of fun. Noted ensemble instrument. yeah, the classic concert band instrument of theremin. Granted, I could play the Star Trek theme. Ooh. For the 80% of men who won't go to therapy, theremin. Did I just do this loop? I'm gonna do one more after this because I think I might have already done this loop, but I'm gonna check just to be safe. Right. Nothing doing there. Let's do one more. Then we'll call it a night. No luck with the shinies, unfortunately. And it's looking like we're not going to get an Eevee again. Honestly, I feel like I'm probably just moving really slow with... Like searching for Eevees, I feel like is just slow. So I don't think I'm actually getting that many encounters in these streams, which is probably why I'm not finding shiny quicker. We're going to keep doing it because, like, I need to find these shiny Eevees, and now I've committed to it. But like, I have a feeling like I'm not actually like in the 2 hours, almost 2 hours of streaming I'm doing right now. How many Eevees do you think I've actually seen? Like maybe like 20. Because like each loop can have like as many as like 4 or 5, but it never really ever has more than like 3. And a lot of the time there's just no Eevees whatsoever. So like if a loop takes like a minute to do and I'm doing approximately 2 hours and there's like some breaks, does time of day matter for Eevee encounters? Yes, they don't appear at night, so I have to sleep until morning whenever it gets to evening in game. But aside from that, I don't think that it really matters. But yeah, so I unfortunately like if it's about 1 minute per cycle, that's at theoretically 120 cycles per stream. But you have to account for like, you know, taking out times where I go and do an MMO instead, or you know, hunt for some sort of outbreak that I wanted, or anything like that. So I would say that I probably get like maybe like 50.
So long, farewell, auf
50 loops.
Wiedersehen, adieu.
So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye. But yeah, so I'd probably get about 50 to 60 loops in, all things considered. And if the average is like maybe like 1 Eevee, that's really only like 60 Eevees a stream. So it makes sense why I'm not getting a shiny quickly. No shinies at all yet. No, and unfortunately we're going to be ending off, Ellie. Thank you so much for joining back in, but just stick a song in your head before bed. I appreciate it. Oh my goodness. All right, let's go find someone to raid, because I do want to pass on the love. Thank you so much for everyone for joining, though. I really, really appreciate it. Hope you had a fun time. If you did and you've not yet liked the stream and subscribed to the channel, consider doing so you can catch more in the future. Regardless, though, we are going to go and pass on the love, so let's see who is live. Let's see. I guess everyone that normally is live right now. Oh my goodness. You know what? Who I haven't raided in forever. Let's raid Jerry. Jerry Blaze. It's been a while since I've raided. Actually, have I ever raided him? I don't even know if I've ever raided him. You got to do one more loop. This is the one, I swear. All right, fine. We'll do one more loop. I'll bet $10 on it. I'll take that bet. I'll gift 2 subs if I get the shiny right here. And then we'll go raid Jerry. Doing a Nuzlocke watch party. Oops, this is the wrong direction. Did find an Eevee, not a shiny Eevee. There's an Eevee there. It's not looking like it. Yep. No shiny Eevee. Alright, we're done.
Weda. Nehes rede W fua. Leweraf. Gnol. OS.
That was so long, farewell. Outfitters and goodbye. And backwards. Oh, Outfitters and adieu. Alright, let's go raid Jerry with a hashtag extra grade. Okay, fine, you win. Thank you, Ellie, for the $10 dono. I really, really appreciate it. You didn't have to do that. But I appreciate standing by your word. Shad, thank you so much for joining, and have a good night. I'm sure you were lurking, but thank you so much for hopping into chat, and hope to see you over at Jerry's stream with the hashtag extra grade. Regardless, though, I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your night, and probably won't be streaming tomorrow. Probably will be streaming on Wednesday, and I think we're going to be doing some repo with Lumion and Minx, possibly. Maybe other people as well. I don't know for sure, but we're going to be probably doing some repo. So I don't know what that game is about, but we're going to find out, and it should be fun. But have a good night, and I'll see you over there with the hashtag extra grade.